In 1619, the ship Warwick was wrecked in a violent storm on the south shore of Castle Harbor. The exact site has been forgotten through the centuries, and we are determined to sniff it out with our modern proton magnetometer. The Brigadier runs a tight grid pattern over the suspected area. Here, the probing with a magnetometer is essential. The deep silt in the harbor covers everything, and there is no possibility of seeing the remains in the water. A strong indication of iron is found and rechecked. We must now dive to identify the iron deposit. Mitzi the mascot thinks she can smell the wreck. The divers will be working in water where the visibility is only a foot or two under the best conditions, and less when the airlift is pumping up the silt bottom. In the milky gloom of the harbor, the remains of a ship are found. Ballast stones and an encrusted iron hull bolt are located. Finally, after several days of pumping, the bottom timbers of the ship's hull are uncovered. The ship lies on her side, and the timber is preserved from the keel to one gunwale. Here we have the most extensive remains of ship timber of this period ever found in Bermuda. For 2 weeks, the airlift worked on the site. Evidence on the identity of the vessel piles up. At one point, Tucker pumped up flour from collapsed barrels in the ship's hold. The Warwick had a large cargo of flour aboard. A small gourd bottle is found and carefully wrapped in saran wrap to prevent it from drying out. It will be preserved at the Smithsonian Institution Laboratory. The work underwater comes to an end, and the collections recovered must be cleaned and packed for shipment to the Smithsonian for preservation and study. This bar shot from the Virginia Merchant was a deadly weapon when fired against an enemy. It could rip sails, destroy lines, and seriously injure spars. Another type of bar shot from the Virginia Merchant. This one consists of 2 iron balls cast on a wrought iron bar. The task of packing begins. The rum barrel is the best container in which to ship valuable historical objects. Objects are packed in layers of sawdust or shavings, protecting them from shock when the barrels are handled in shipping. Each container is numbered in the contents catalog. The packing completed, we must take one last look at the site of the Warwick. The evidence conclusively proves we have found the ship after 3.5 centuries. In the future, we will return to the site of the Warwick and recover and carefully measure her remains. This hulk may teach us much about English ship construction in the early 17th century. Our expedition has been an unqualified success. We have discovered 2 significant 17th century sites, have tested new electronic gear, and have assembled important collections of exactly dated objects, which will teach us much of life at sea in the age of sail.